crazy. Hello guys, welcome back to my reaction channel. Today we're going to react to One Piece episode 353. Now guys, the last episode, like I said, I'm very curious about the samurai that Brook's shadows is inhabiting, right? Because he seems to be whooping Brook's ass every time. Brook can't even touch him. So that mother effer was strong as hell in the past. Who the hell is he? And now we also have this gigantic giant that Luffy's shadow resides in. So I have a lot of questions, but I'm not gonna prolong this that much because I think we have another yap session after this that's even longer than the last episode, which is crazy. That being said, if you enjoy my reactions, feel free to share, subscribe, like, leave a comment, join the Patreon, support your boy, all that. Let's go, man. Discord. Under a faraway sky. Okay. Very interesting. Kind of reminded me of NL because he went away to the moon. Oh, they're back to the ship. Luffy should be on board by now, right? They returned them to the ship. Oh, it's a dock? Yeah. They're not here. Yo, that's true. What? Are they stitched up or something? Not like themselves? Redecorated them. Why? Oh wait, he said a single thing for each of them. The girl, the meat, the... Okay. Hilarious. They really are hopeless. They really are hopeless. That was... Yeah, this is not their first rodeo. Yo, he's gonna undress her. Yo, she's getting violated left and right. This is crazy. Oh, but you can see it. Oh, he's invisible. What? But isn't the whole concept a bit ridiculous? Moria took their shadows, but they're gonna go fight to get them back. And the whole concept is if they die, the shadows die as well. The zombies that the shadows reside in. So Moria loses those, right? Moria loses those monsters either way. So what would, like, I guess most people will just run away. They won't go and lose another, right? If somebody loses a shadow against Moria, usually they're not gonna go and ask for another fight because they already lost one, right? So they would just pretty much go away and be like, okay, I lost a shadow, but at least I'm alive, right? But these crazy people are not gonna do that, but they're gonna go and fight to the death. So you either kill them or give them back their shadow, because either way you're gonna lose the shadow. You're not keeping that shadow. I'm sorry. You're just not keeping that shadow. Meat. Yeah. Okay, so Usopp about to tell them about the salt, probably. So wait, if Sanji stumbles upon his zombie self and he makes him eat salt, does that shadow return to Sanji or Moria? Does Moria need to reattach your shadow back? Right, so that's also a question.
ナミと結婚なんて勇気あんな。そんで俺が巨人だって。
Now that's a different perspective, right? Because Sanji is blowing a gasket because he doesn't want Nami to get married to another dude, and here's Luffy feeling sorry for the dude that's about to marry her. That's a different perspective.
ゾンビってそうやってできるのか。
That was.
下駄履いてたからおめえじゃねえと分かったけどな。
まあ何でもいいが。じゃあそのゲタ野郎とルフィの巨人、それにコックの犬ペンギンの3人のゾンビを探し出して。
Not the dog penguin, but I'm actually very surprised that Luffy caught that and connected that. Impressed.
口の中に塩を押し込めば影は帰ってくんだな。
ああ、そういうこった。あの野郎、ガリガリの骸骨のくせによ。話せばなかなか骨がある。骸骨だけに。
Although he's a skeleton. He has a backbone.
前に出たら、人がどんな反応するかわかるよな。喋る骸骨だぞ。そんな気味悪いやつに友達なんかできるわけねえ。異形のものは弾かれる。
Bro, I'm sorry, you're one to talk. You're always in your underwear, looking unserious as hell, plus you're a cyborg. Shut the hell up, and you're loud as hell, bro, with your personality. But I see his point. That's the question that they never answered. They're finally gonna answer it.
あなた何よ。
この魔の海域を出られたとしても先の知れた運命。おめえと仲間との約束ってな、一体何なんだ。
This is deep.
おせっかいな人ですね。
He read him like a book, though.
簡単なことです。昔、我が海賊団の仲間をある場所に置き去りにしたのです。
Oh?
私になぜ彼がもう待ってやしないと見切りをつける権利がありますか。万が一私たちとの約束を信じてずっと待ってくれているとしたら、ラブーン
Ain't no way!
とても我らの危険な航海には連れて
Jesus
行けなかった。
Christ, I'm getting the chills. Shut the hell up, Laboon! This just came full circle. Now, this is a different definition of no man left behind. Actually, we didn't meet the crew. We met the crew from memories of the guy, the doctor that's taking care of Laboon, bro. This is crazy. This is the crew? This is the crew. They all died. Never to return. Nah.
仲間ってクジラなのか。
そうです。あれからずっと私たちを信じているような気がしてならないのです。
He did.
ごめんじゃないでしょ。
Dying is not an excuse.
男が一度必ず帰ると言ったのだから。
That's crazy. And Robin wasn't yet in the crew, so she doesn't know that we know Laboon, man. Laboon.
本当かよ。
Crazy.
あいつだ。
He did wait. Yeah, we know. We know the whale. I still stand by my theory that them escaping the right Anna's lobby would have been way better if it was Laboon coming here or to Anna's lobby and right making them their way underwater. Therefore, the Marines couldn't bombard them, right? The way they escaped was a bunch of BS, but hey, I guess. But yeah, you guys kept saying like there's a reason why Laboon needed to stay where he's at because Brook. He's waiting for Brook. And this just came full circle. This is... I did not expect this.
俺の特等席に一体何してくれたんだ。これが俺とお前の戦いの約束だ。俺たちがまたここへ帰ってくる時まで頭ぶつけてそのマークを消したりするんじゃねえぞ。
Bruh, I know he did that to save him from hurting himself, but there's no way the water didn't wash that.
俺たち知ってんだ。
Yeah. Yo, I would have never guessed this in a million freaking years that they're gonna connect this with Brook of all people. So I think we actually saw how Brook looked like before in the memories of the whale, and because they did show us the crew. Maybe not in every member individually, but as a group, and Brook was somewhere in there. So we actually, I think we know how he looked before he became a skeleton. So that's interesting. Let's see what my editor has to say though, because this was mind-boggling, man. Like, this was very sweet. I did not expect them to connect this with Laboon, man. Of all things and people and places, Laboon. Yo, this was.
Laboon. Yep. He has waited so long for Brook's crew. This is so insane. You know, I
50
wish I could
years.
comment further, but I'll be continuing with the manga chapter covers once again, which obviously is going to take a long time, so I can't really comment on the episode too much. Last episode I did volume 5, 6, and 7.
Okay, before he starts about the volumes, yo, would Laboon even recognize Brook now? Because he's a skeleton, bro. He has no sense, no nothing. I guess he probably would when he starts singing, right? So that's gonna be the connection.
Which is chapter 36 to 62. This episode I will do chapter 63 to 90, which are put in volume 8, 9, and 10. So let's begin already. Volume 8's cover is really badass. It's a bloodied Luffy holding Don Krieg's ammo, while Krieg and his crew is in the background. Each volume also has a name, which I forgot to mention. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal because, you know, I mean, it's whatever, because volume names are usually copy and pasted from chapter names if I recall correctly, so it's not as if it matters, whatever.
Okay.
Volume 8's name, though, is I'm Not Dying, which is the name that's also used for chapter 63, which is the very first chapter that volume contains anyway, but whatever. Moving on to the chapters themselves, chapter 63's cover is the buggy cover story continuing. Yes, that is still going on, right? One cover is only one image, though, so it makes sense that it's going on for as long as it's going on. Chapter 64's cover is a color page. Sanji is dressed as Zeph and is cooking while Luffy is Sanji's assistant and is also feeding an alligator co-worker. All right. One Piece is once more featured on the magazine cover for this week. This magazine cover is Luffy fighting against Don Krieg, getting up close and personal. Pretty cool artwork. Chapters 65, 66, 67, and 68 continue the Buggy story.
Buggy
again,
taking over
once
the
again,
show.
Already animated. There's really no need to elaborate upon any of this. Chapter 69's cover is Christmas themed because this released during Christmas of 1998. Usopp is carrying the sleigh that Luffy and some reindeers are in. This was before we got Chopper introduced, so it's actually pretty funny in hindsight. This week, One Piece is once more featured on the cover of the magazine, this time along with all the other Shonen Jump series, so that is pretty cool. This, of course, was released in Christmas of 1998, like I said, but because of that, besides the chapter itself, the magazine also came with a poster calendar. It's a calendar for the year 1999, as you can see at the bottom, right? And also you can see on the right side, like the first 6 months, right? I'll switch over to the One Piece Color Walk, which, if you remember, the One Piece Color Walks are books that compile all of Oda's colored artwork into a book, right? Although the issue with the Color Walk books is the lack of context for what Oda makes these artworks for, which is always why I talk about the magazine and show magazine photos, because that's what these colored artworks are made for. But they just later get sold separately in Color Walk books without any context, but whatever. Anyway, you can see the art a bit more clear here. We have 5 members in the crew at this point already. In the Color Walk, Oda often comments on some of the colored artwork, and this is one of them. He says, after Luffy leaves the village, one person joins the crew, then another, and finally all 5 are together. At last, it starts to look like a group of pirates. Before the series started, the plan was for Luffy to smoothly assemble his crew, but it's okay. Be happy. Take it easy. The be happy is in all caps because, as you can see in the background of the text Oda added in the background of the art is be a happy One Piece, so that's very cool. Chapter 70's cover is actually another colored art, and it's a double-page color spread, no less. This one is really awesome with the whole crew dressed up as samurai, man. And look, it's so cool. Like, look at Zoro's tattoo and stuff. They're just very cool. Switching over to the color walk here so you can see it a bit more clearly. They all got swords, of course. Some got cool tattoos, like I said. Very cool samurai stuff, right? Oda's comment on this colored art in the color walk is this. The week that I received a color job, I found an old samurai book at a used bookstore. Of course, you have to draw samurai. Yeah, obviously he says of course because it's like, you know, it's a very typical Japanese thing to draw samurai. And Oda said specifically that he received a color job because the editors at Shonen Jump actually tell Oda to do stuff. So the Shonen Jump editor said like, hey Oda, this week draw another colored art for us. And Oda's like, okay, well sure. Well, I guess I'll just draw samurai art this week because of this book that I got. You know, very basic stuff. One Piece during this week was once again featured on the cover of the magazine, Luffy in the middle raising his hands. So yeah, Next, Chapter 71 is continuing the buggy cover story. I'm done with the chapters in Volume 8, so now is time for Volume 9's cover, which is one of the most iconic ones. Nami-centric, obviously, because this is Arlong Park now. The tangerine on her head, obviously Arlong's tattoo is fully visible now on her arm, and the rest of the crew is in the background. Very, very great one, an iconic volume cover. Moving on, Chapter 72, 73, 74, and 75 are the final chapter covers that are about the Buggy cover story, with Buggy finally reuniting with his crew after losing to Luffy. So that means that Chapter 76 is not about the Buggy cover story anymore. With this chapter cover, we're back to random artworks with the Straw Hat crew. We still had those, but only the color artworks were that. The last 40 chapter covers that were in black and white were only just about Buggy, right? So now we have the colorless art with the crew again. Here we see Luffy imitating owls with Sanji looking at him, and Zoro and Usopp are below with Zoro also looking at him. Chapter 77's cover is Zoro drinking beer with a bunch of roosters. The rooster behind him has one of his katanas to fight this dog that is mounted on the wall. Kind of looks like one of those Thriller bark ghosts.
Yeah.
Like the pig that was mounted to the wall, for example. This rooster is also reading a newspaper, by the way, and it actually has a wanted poster of Zoro on the back of the newspaper, which is weird because he didn't get one until after Arabasta, and we're now in Arlong Park, and not even at the end of Arlong Park. It's kind of odd. I mean, it's just fun art, though, so it's nothing to take seriously. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Chapter 78's cover is Usopp and a platypus trying to sell paintings, and look at the painting above him. He drew a painting of Kaya. That's very cute.
Yeah.
But he's actually charging a lot for it. I mean, look at this. 100 million belly, man. That's like $1 million. Charging that much for a painting is ridiculous.
He doesn't want anybody to look at her.
Only has a few tips in this artwork, as you can see, that are blown away by the wind. Chapter 79 is a return to the double page color spread once again. So let me switch to the color wheel real quick to get a better view. It's clearly Wild West themed, with Usopp pointing a gun at you, Zoro on a panther, Sanji with barrels in the background, Luffy with food, and Nami with another panther that has 3 bottles of booze in its mouth. What the heck? Did she win a drinking contest against it or something? That's hilarious. Oda's comment on the artwork says this: I wanted to draw a picture in a Wild West style, but in this world, the United States of America probably does not exist. The setting is probably a barren land, located somewhere in West Blue. So yeah, makes sense. Wild West, West Blue, logical. Yeah. The magazine Chapter 79 features One Piece on the cover, and it's a major one, Luffy and Arlong, right? It says at the bottom, only one to survive, all cool and stuff, being incredibly dramatic. Moving on to Chapter 80's cover, it features Sanji as a vineyard worker sharing grapes with a bird on his hat. There's also a zebra next to him who is smoking Sanji's cigarette, being all angry and looking at the bird seemingly. Maybe it's just jealous that Sanji's feeding the bird and not him. No idea. Chapter 81's cover is really cute. Nami and Nojiko as kids with her mom Bellemere, with them eating spaghetti and tangerines for dinner. With the neighborhood dog also being there who's eating too fast, so Bellemere is actually giving it water. Chapter 81 is the chapter where we got this, so it is an incredibly important chapter. That is it for all the chapters featured in Volume 9. The final volume I'm going to talk about is Volume 10, and the cover of this volume is simply amazing. Arlong and his crew are in the back, with Luffy so angry that it looks like he's about to rip off his hat, like with really veiny arms. Like usually we see Luffy pissed off, but not to this extent where his veins are bursting and he's like ripping his hat apart. I mean, damn. Anyway, Chapter 82.
This arc was so good.
This one is incredibly unique and just so different. Like the whole style of this cover is incredibly different, you know? And it isn't even called Chapter 82, but Episode 82. Like, what? That's kind of insane. Like, Oda called this one Episode for some reason. I think it's the only one that it's like that. I don't know. Maybe it's like supposed to be like some kind of like dramatic thing because of the fact that it's like after the moment where Luffy gave the hat. I have no idea. But in this artwork, you see Luffy has that silent anger. Zoro is ready and smiling. Nami is with the hat, still crying in sadness.
They were
Sanji
already
is smoking, and Usopp looks serious. You see stand by next to Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp because they're all standing by. And next to Nami, it says stand the pain. That really hurts, but it's so cool at the same time, man. You also see a number next to each member in order of which they joined the crew. So yeah, that's pretty cool. A very unique cover art for the chapter compared to the rest. Moving on, chapter 83, 84, and 85, we started the Kobe and Helmeppo cover story. Yeah, remember when they were taken in to train with Garp? Yeah, that was actually another cover story in the manga that got animated for the anime, so I don't have to talk about them in detail, luckily.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to chapter 86, which is a color cover. It's with Nami. She's sitting on a bridge next to a burglar masked otter, and she's looking at the tangerine that she's holding in her hand, and her facial expression is incredibly sentimental and deep in thought. And there's a signpost in the background with two directions: bad conduct to the left and justice to the right. I love the symbolism of this art and that signpost. Oh yeah, and Nami looks really great in this art in my opinion. I don't know, I just like the bigger head she had in Oda's earlier artwork.
Yeah, this is like Digimon type artwork. Like Digimon had, like they all had bigger heads, and you know.
But this week, this chapter actually released. There's also this poster that came with the chapter during the magazine release.
Cool.
Arlong's crew at the bottom and Luffy's crew's on the top, with the middle text saying "Decisive Battle in Arlong Park." Very cool art. One Piece is once again featured on this week's cover, but well, barely. Gon's big ass head is in the middle while Luffy is just chilling at the bottom eating an ice cream, with the pink text actually promoting the fact that there's a color poster in the magazine as well as the chapter cover being in color. So yeah, chapter 87, 88, and 89 and 90 as well continue the Kobe and Helmeppo cover story. So that was pretty quick. One final thing though is that One Piece is once again featured on the front of the magazine, this time for the week of chapter 87's release. This one is really awesome. Their outfits are incredibly cool. Their poses are sick. Really good stuff. Nami is sitting in the middle like she's the main character. She kind of, I mean, I guess she kind of was during this arc though, but this is it for me. That was a lot, so my bad once again. See ya.
See ya. I love how 10 seconds ago he said, well, that was quick. I was about to say, bro, you yapped more than the episode. But like I said, you don't have to watch these. This is just for me and to enjoy, and for others who might want to watch it, right? You can just stop when the episode stops if this annoys you or something, right? You don't have to leave me comments, oh, why is he yapping? I know he's yapping, okay? I know. I'm watching it. Regardless, a lot of info, and we're pretty much doing a recap of how things came out, because I missed a lot. I'm watching it right now for the first time, right? And this came out in 1998. That's crazy, my man. We're time traveling with these chapters, so I appreciate that side of it as well. That being said, not much to add. The episode was full of mystery yet again around Brook and everything, but Brook is the man, and I love Frankie for recognizing that. The way they connected that with Laboon, rah, chef's kiss. I did not expect that. That being said, I ain't gonna applaud this that much. I really enjoyed this episode. Hope you enjoyed the reaction, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, love you, enjoy, and bye.